I was raised by a single mom and she used drugs, and that trauma led to alcoholism and shit because it controlled me. So I can 100% agree with. You know what, King Dong? I appreciate you for sharing something so personal to you. Not a lot of people are willing to like share their trauma, and you know what? I appreciate that, and that means a lot to me because I will say everyone has their own set of issues, and everyone's issues impact them differently. For you, growing up with a single mom, that impacted you strongly. But for example, some other people growing up with a single mom, that didn't affect them at all, and maybe their single mom also did drugs and that didn't traumatize them. But that should not take away the trauma that the individual person feels, because I feel like we live in a society where it's very simple to be like, oh, I went through exactly the same thing you did and I got over it. But just because someone else got over it doesn't mean you got over it. It's very different in terms of that dynamic. And you know, I've read a lot of books. I myself went to therapy for my own issues as well. And I will say, find a good therapy. Not all therapists are made equal. Just because they charge you more doesn't mean they're good. So find a good one if you ever consider it. I will say it is kind of a coin flip sometimes. Yeah, trauma is funny like that. The human psyche is a motherfucker. Yeah, so for example, my mom kicked me out at a very young age to like, because she wanted to discipline me, okay? I think I was like 8 years old or something, and she threatened to kick me out of the house, which she did. Gave me a jacket, gave me my little tiny like Pokemon backpack, shoved it with stuff, and you know, kicked me out of the house. And at that time I was like, I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do, right? I'm kicked out, and in my mind I'm going through like all the situations of like, this was literally what was going through my head when I got kicked out of the house when I was 8. I was going like, you know what? I have a friend who lives like 2 blocks away who I could maybe knock on his door, but I don't remember where exactly his address to be. So I'm like, shoot, I can't go there. And I'm like, I vaguely remember if I hop onto the number 7 bus and then get off at this stop and hop onto the number 10 bus, this will take me to my uncle's place. But I'm going like, shoot, it's too dark. And then I was going like, I'm panicking. And long story short, I cried, I knocked on the door, and I was like, let me back in the house. Long story short, I caved. I was just like, I don't know what to do. What that did was that technically what that was it was a traumatic experience because I've always remembered it. Not fully in detail now, but it was traumatic. Do I blame my parents? No, but it left a strong impression on me because what I learned later in life was that the reason why my mom kicked me out was that because when she was a kid, that's how her parents disciplined her. Her parents kicked her out of the house when she was a bad child. So in lieu, she kicked me out thinking that that was normal. And that for her was how she got disciplined. But just because that's how she got disciplined, and that's how I got disciplined, I took that more traumatically, per se. And that's just how it's left an impression on me. And what my therapist said was that, John, you've suppressed this traumatic event so you haven't gone through the process of feeling the trauma. And as a result, you've suppressed a lot of that trauma. And as a result, you have issues receiving feelings and giving feelings. And I'm going like, you might have a point there. I mean, that was just, quote unquote, a little bit of the TLDR of my therapy session and kind of the trauma I went through, quote unquote trauma. And you know, we work on it, we try to get better, and ultimately, like, hey, props for you, man. That's a lot for a kid to have to process, I feel you. Yeah, no, it's fair. Like, I wouldn't say I've moved past it, but I don't blame my mom for it. I mean, it has left an impact on me, but I don't use it against her. I feel like what our parents did to us is just something that we need to get over on our own, because it honestly doesn't really make sense for us to go to our parents to fix it. It's kind of like asking the person who hurt you to heal you, which doesn't make a lot of sense, if you know what I mean. God, maybe I should become like a shrink or like a therapist or something. My God, I'd probably be amazing at that. Heck, I even look the part right now. I look the part of a therapist. This is nothing related to Yu-Gi-Oh! However, it is important to understand that, I will say. I'll set my room up tomorrow. I have a cam, just know I'm like, okay. I invested into a green screen. It was very simple. I went to Home Depot, bought the second largest pipes. Hold up, let me show you. All right. Let me give you guys a lesson on like DIY. So right here, I have a pipe that I got from Home Depot. Can I interface my phone? Yes, you can. You can absolutely use your phone as like a webcam. You'll just need to YouTube it. It's possible. And honestly, your phone, by far, with good enough lighting, I need to preface this with good enough lighting. All right, you're gonna look at this right now. Let me show you the inner workings of this whole stream setup so you guys can understand what the hell's going on. I'm gonna turn off all my filters and just show you guys exactly what's going on. This is a big difference maker, okay? You're gonna get an inner peek to how the hell John does all this. I'm gonna go to my filters. Bah. Right now I'm in front of a green screen. Second of all, I'm gonna go to my video capture. I'm gonna turn off my filters. Bah bah. Bah bah. As you can tell, this is me in front of a green screen. Now, I'm gonna turn off my lights and just leave my room light on. So this is literally what it is like for me to not have any lights in my room. Right now I'm using a regular light, and this is like the green screen I have. So if I were to turn my filters back on, this is what it would look like without my lights. So in order to make it, this is quote unquote the whole setup. Okay, if you want to use your phone, I will say you'll need to do a little bit of research, only because I've actually never used the phone before as like a webcam, but I know you can do it. The bigger question is, how much are you going to invest in it? Because I will say the bare minimum to stream effectively, I wouldn't say to like stream, but to stream effectively if you actually want to grow an audience, is number one, you need a mic. Number two, you need a webcam. And number three, you need a second monitor. Those are like the three main things I would say you need to stream. Everything outside of that is just would be nice. Like the only reason why I have a green screen right back here is because number one, my room is boring. I don't have that crazy cool streamer getup. You know how streamers have like a darker ambience and like purple neon lights and pink and yellow, and you know, they just got like stuff in the background. Dude, I'm in my room. I don't have a lot of space in my room. And also, I'm stuck against a wall. Like, this is the length of the Home Depot rod, okay? As you can tell, if I push this rod all the way to the side, I've already hit a wall. And behind it is like my wardrobe and whatnot. So all of this is like a facade, okay? Except the suit. The suit is not a facade. The suit is like legit. Hold up.
Hold up.
Boss. Hugo Boss. It's a thread count from BAM! Super 100. Yes, editing at its finest. The guy in the suit is a facade. Yes, guy in the suit is a facade. You know why? I am just but a figment of your imagination. But no, like actually though, King Dong, if you want to do it, I will help you out a little bit. Like I'll help you to the best of my ability. I ain't a big streamer, but I'm working on it. I was thinking of using the phone for a mic. That is until I get a better one, and I don't have a second monitor. The second monitor is useful for Twitch chat, because how it works is what I was doing in the beginning was I only had one monitor, and then I had my, you know, my webcam that I look at. But then when people are talking to me on Twitch chat, because I didn't have a second monitor, I had to use my phone, right? I'd literally have to go onto my Twitch account, and literally what would happen is I would hop onto my Twitch, and then I would literally have to go, and then I would have to go on my Twitch store or Twitch app, and then I have to pop into my app, and then I would put my phone down like beside me, and as I'm playing the game, I would notice Twitch chat would be sending stuff, so I would like look down and I'd be like, oh, someone messaged me in Twitch chat. The problem is while I'm playing video games, I don't look down, like I'm looking at my screen. That was like the biggest problem. So, I mean, there are ways to get around it, but honestly, you have options. Like, you actually have options. But like I said, green screen, I went to Home Depot, bought some pipe. No, do not buy the thinnest pipe. The thinnest pipe will not work, only because the thinnest pipe will actually bend. So if you buy the thinnest pipe at Home Depot or at a hardware store, do note that it will bend. Buy the thickest pipe. I have to give you like a rough idea. There is a hole here, okay? See this hole right here? I'm gonna stick my thumb into it. Like this is roughly how big you want the pipe to be. See this? Is this thick? Is this thick? But moving on from the subject, this is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Link stream, and I'm not doing anything Yu-Gi-Oh! Related. We're going back to Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, and that's how you kind of start. That was a really roundabout way of me telling, yes, be a streamer. There are tax benefit write-off. However, don't be an idiot, because you could do something you're not supposed to. Be smart.